Welcome to Second Earth Alternative. This is, well, if you're watching the show, you probably already know who this is, because there's no chance that YouTube is gonna be recommending this channel. Anyway, I wanted to talk about something that was kind of bothering me today. Now, I'll be honest with you, this whole Senate hearing thing, I mean, God, Jesus, Holy Mother of Mary. I mean, I've never seen so many shenanigans in my entire life. How does, wait, but Joe Biden, he says something different, right? He says, no tomfoolery. No, he doesn't say tomfoolery. He says,
that's a bunch of malarkey.
No malarkey, that's what it is. No, but I gotta be honest with you. There's a lot of tricks, a lot of smokes.
Lost my damn shit.
A lot of, I don't know how to say. It's something that, when you look back, now I don't care if I'm going to be voting for a blue state or a red state. For me, it's all the same. Now, what I do care is when people are being tricked. And I'm talking about like, most like Machiavellian type of trick. Isn't that right, Perseus? You know all about Machiavellian, right? I know you. Now, Machiavellian used to be this, like, really evil man back in the days. He used to put spikes up people's, well, I can't say on YouTube, but Machiavellian, he was known for basically blaming his opponents for the very thing that he himself did. Now, there's even a breakup method called the Machiavellian method. Now, that's where a girl or a guy or whoever this creep is going to come up to you instead of facing you. Instead of being like, yo, it's like one of those people who just scorches the whole goddamn world. They just go, you know what? I can't face myself, so I'm just gonna take that blowtorch and I'm just gonna burn it all down.
I said don't buy this flamethrower. Don't buy it. Don't buy it. That's what I said. But still, people bought it.
It's great.
They're acting so crazy that you yourself have to break up with them. So that's called Machiavellian method. The reason why I talk about this is because back in 2016, in my previous show that got really, really heavily censored, even though everything we said came true, well, we used the word Machiavellian to describe a particular candidate. And sure enough, I'm seeing Jamie Dore using the exact same term. This Machiavellian type of trickery that's happening, you know, where they just kind of smile in the background, knowing damn well that they're fooling these people.
And what do they teach you? What does Machiavelli say? Whatever your biggest weakness is, you throw it on your opponent. And that's exactly what they did. And she had the help of the intelligence community and the media, which the CIA has infiltrated. They all go right along with it.
I see Jamie Dore using the exact same term. Now, I thought, look, if this happened in 2016, it's happened in 2019, then I gotta inform my audience. I gotta tell them about this and what all this means. Now, I'm talking about this whole idea about the Steele dossier, how you're able to get some FISA warrant by making up lies that was paid for and brought to you by Hillary Clinton herself.
On infiltration instead of invasion, on subversion instead of elections, on intimidation instead of free choice.
Saying the best thing that could happen to us is be attacked by somebody. Just bring it on.
Then we ought to take them out.
Secretary Clinton.
Arose by any other name, or perhaps war by any other name.
Now, it's a true story. They hired a foreign agent to be able to create a false document, and so they go to the FBI, and it's just like with the James Comey types and talking about the Saudi bootlicking types. Well, they go ahead and they try to trick FISA court, basically get an illegal warrant tapping our president. Now, I don't know what kind of shenanigans that is, but when you lie to a high court, now you should be accountable. Now, we all know that back in, I don't know how much long time ago, that James Comey dropped a very important investigation on a 9/11 family from Sarasota, Florida, who just happened to leave 2 weeks prior to 9/11.
On April 12, 2015, the New York Post describes in an article called How the FBI is Whitewashing the Saudi Connection to 9/11 that just 15 days prior to the 9/11 attacks, a well-connected Saudi family suddenly abandoned their luxury home in Sarasota, Florida. They left behind jewelries, clothes, opulent furniture, cars, and even fresh fruit in the fridge. The occupants of the home vanished without notifying their neighbors, their realtors, or even the mail carrier. 2 weeks later, after the 9/11 attacks occurred, their neighbors who took notice of the strange coincidence, they contacted the authorities. Well, the FBI eventually got involved and discovered that at least one of the family members trained at the same flight school as some of the 9/11 hijackers in nearby Venice, Florida. However, the FBI investigation, led by none other than James Comey, was said to be a dead end? Are you kidding me?
I tell you, this guy he'll lick the boots of the Saudis, just like Obama blends down to the prince. So the problem is Hillary Clinton hires, with money, some foreign agent to dig up dirt in Donald Trump. Now, when they couldn't find any dirt in Donald Trump like they wanted to, because all he had with the Russians was some real estate dealings. I mean, you couldn't even get the damn deals with the Russians. But the point is, when she didn't find nothing, then she go ahead and use the high courts like we're talking about with like the FISA organization, and she literally lied to them. Now I understand that many people were heartbroken by what happened in the previous election, but the character of a woman or a man comes not in the good times, it comes in the harsh times. You see what I'm saying? I don't care if you felt it was unfair. The point is, you lost. Fair and square. And when you lose fair and square and you start cheating in the background, that's why I start making channels talking about the Machiavellian method. Not that Donald Trump is a goddamn saint. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that what he did is not impeachable. In fact, everything that he did, if you really think about it, it was a mirror for what they did. Now, Joe Biden, all Donald Trump wanted to do is find dirt in Joe Biden. Now, maybe the ways that he did it wasn't the right way, but you also got to consider, just consider for 1 second, that Donald Trump was lied to by this FISA organization, by the FBI. He was pretending from the Clintons. They were playing with some deep state with none of the news media claimed the deep state existed. So all that happens. People go in public, they say that they're gonna ruin them from 6 ways to Sunday. All the while, he's clean. Not to say that he's squeaky clean, but clean enough. Clean enough not to be prosecuted by these monsters. Now, Donald Trump, now listen here. If you were spied on, if the people from your own camp went around your back, if people were trying to destroy you from 6 ways to Sunday, and you're not even allowed to look at the corruption that happened in a previous candidate that is trying to go against you, I mean, then what the hell? What the hell are we living here? What I mean by being hoodwinked is overreaching, I would say, just with all the things that they're trying to get Trump with. Now, it's one thing if you try to dig up dirt in somebody, but when you try to find the very thing that you yourself have done, that's just a way to take heat off yourself. And not just take off heat off yourself, but you're doing something that's, how do you say, it's goddamn evil. There's no other way to say it. Something God would not approve of. You gotta see things under the context. Now, he's been lied to by the media. He's been smeared by the media. There have been people on his cabinet. It's like Judas. They're like the kiss of Judas. Betrayal. We got all kinds of nastiness. Now, he's not even allowed to ask another president to look into the corruption that actually happened from an opponent that he's going to face when he had to face all of that other crap. I'll be honest with you, that sounds pretty crazy to me. And that goes to my last point, which is the media and gaslighting. Now, I don't know if you know what gaslighting means. Let's say you do something like commit a crime, and then you make somebody else feel like they're the ones who committed the crime, even though they didn't. Well, that's gaslighting. And I believe that the media is gaslighting you simply by talking about gaslighting. Because when you get a clip like this of Don Lemon,
business for members of
What are we in junior high school? Like, what the hell? What is this? Like what? What? I cannot believe that I'm even having to report this on the news. This is crazy. This is literally crazy. Are you people insane? Push false narrative about the Bidens and Ukraine at the impeachment hearing. Plus,
make it up.
What is this war on truth that we're talking about? What is this doing to our country here where the truth is on trial?
What are we going to, are we not going to believe anything? Are we not going to believe in any of our institutions? We don't believe in the press anymore. We don't believe in the Justice Department. We don't believe in the FBI. What do we believe in? What is it that we're supposed to have confidence in? And this is really, really serious. You saw the report about what's happening in Afghanistan. People made stuff up. We got to get to the truth. We got to stand on the truth. We got to be for the truth.
So where did John? Where did this dear leader thing come from in your party?
I will tell you this. I am so glad they didn't put anything about the Mueller report in, because Democrats are in denial about the Mueller report. Okay, it exonerated him. There was no collusion. Get over it. But now then we look at this Ukraine thing.
John, you're not right on that. John, you're not right on that. He said if the president, he specifically said if the president was exonerated, I would say so. He didn't say that.
No, I understand that. But listen, I've listened to our legal experts. We don't debate Mueller. All I'm just trying to tell you is that's behind us. And where do we go from here, Don? How do we ever know what we're supposed to believe in? So people like you in the media, me too, we have to stand for the truth. We can't shade it. I'm proud of what you said, that the Horowitz says that, that the FBI made mistakes. Good. Admit it. Tell the truth. Find out what the evidence is. Remember, that's what we said from the beginning. Get the evidence and then decide. But if you want to ignore the evidence because it doesn't feed your narrative, then you're not in search of the truth. The truth will set us free. I'm worried about this.
But I also think that I think what probably the biggest issue, or one of the biggest issues, is that people have to become, and I'm not sure how we educate people to do this, you have to become more media literate. Because people sit at home and they think that opinion journalism is somehow fact-based journalism.
Clinton campaign spokesman Josh Schwerin said the emails released are a political attack on the Clintons. Would you want to cry about it? Or should we just blame the Russians again? Because let's not forget that Hillary did sign off to give away 1/5 of the US's stockpile uranium reserves to Putin, while Bill was making millions giving speeches in Russia. So yes, let's not forget about the Russians.
And they're not media literate. They read maybe Facebook, fake news, or what have you, and it keeps them in their own silos, and they may see something on CNN that is fact-based, and they'll say, oh, they're not telling the truth. They hear the president, people going, fake news, fake news, and then CNN can tell them all day long something that is fact-based, and they're never, ever going to believe it because they're listening to opinion hosts all day long.
And what does Ron Paul and Bernie Sanders have in common? It just so happens that they're both staunchly against wars. They're staunchly against corporate, greedy, bank-loving, Wall Street individuals who are willing to take down the whole goddamn system just for an extra profit. Can't we recognize or categorize these great men in other terms other than red and blue? Why not killers and not killers? Why not brave men or cowards? Why not independence and justice for all and not tyrannical corporate liars?
Well, once again, it's them that's doing the gaslighting. The Democrats been trying to tell you the whole time that Donald Trump is the evil one, when they're the ones who've been crawling and scratching. I mean, look at the DNC. Look what happened to Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders. I mean, look at the man. Man had to go from one of a dog fighter to a pussycat. That's right. Man has been folding more than a car dealer in Vegas. That man caved to establishment like I've never seen anybody cave before. Now, I'll be honest, it almost scared me. It scared me because I saw that a man that can stand up to Ben Bernanke, a man who can stand up to the big Federal Reserve that nobody else wanted to, that man now was touchable. That scared me.
Real world that we live in.
So I don't know what kind of craziness is going on in politics. Trying to say that Donald Trump is some evil, misogynistic monster that now wants to associate himself with a demon god.
I am inevitable.
That's just some nonsense. Now, Donald Trump may not be perfect, but he is funny. that I'll tell you. So take it as it will. The point is that when the Democrats act all evil, when the Democrats had a candidate that was actually doing evil things, and then they tried to blame Trump for the very thing that Democratic candidate did, and not just did, but then under the context that after Donald Trump was being smeared by the CIA, was being smeared by Steele, James Comey, all kinds of different individuals. Now, you may think that James Comey did Hillary Clinton this favor. Well, let me tell you something. Loretta Lynch, well, she worked for the same law firm that did Hillary Clinton's taxes. The same law firm in which supported Saudi Arabia's interests. And remember, it was James Comey who led off the Saudis in the investigation.
Have you even read the United States Constitution? I will gladly lend you my copy.
But I can't pretend that Donald Trump is not a Saudi bootlicking man himself. And that I got a problem with, which is probably why I'm going to be going for that woman, that veteran woman, Tulsi Gabbard. She's looking like a good candidate to me. Now, I can't pretend that Donald Trump is perfect because he's not. In fact, I don't even know if I'm going to vote for him. But the point is, he ain't the biggest liar. He ain't. I can tell you that Adam Schiff, well, he lied quite a bit. And I can tell you that there's news organizations talking about gaslighting while they're the ones who are gaslighting you, making you feel like you are the fake news. But the point is, we're not fake news. In fact, I can show you why we're not fake news. It doesn't take much. Just takes a little sweater. Maybe just a changing of language a little bit. Perhaps I can just change my hair. Just put on a jacket. I can look all serious. So there was a crisis today that happened in Manhattan. Okay. The point is, it's a disguise. All of it. It's a trick. And that's why I did this episode with this accent, with a character, because it's not difficult to create a character.
Get away from me, racist!
At least not when a lot of money is at stake. Now, I need to be clear to people that there is a very scary game going on where they are actually trying to create propaganda, one-dimensional type of politics, one-dimensional reporting of individuals so that they can get certain political agendas across. And this is genuinely scaring me. Now, they can talk about authority news. They can talk about different individuals that deserve your listening, so to speak, because they are the ones in the know. I also know a little bit about social psychology. I can see the social engineering that could be happening to our culture. Now, Tim Pool might stand back and be like, ha 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 ha, there is no conspiracy. Fine, believe what you will. But I'm going to tell you something, and I don't say this from an arrogant perspective. I just wanted to make this point about authority news. I'd worked for this social psychology lab. Now, how did I get that position? It was a position that was only given to one or two, or basically at most 3 individuals from undergraduate. So how did I get it? Well, I just had to basically break the curve of a test with over 250 students. And the subject was social psychology. So authoritative news or not, I can tell you that those guys weren't the ones getting the best score in that class. I was. I don't care about your authority, news or not news. I don't. What I care about is that we tell you something and that we have a good record in saying what we said. Now, I believe that everybody who has watched Second Earth Alternative will understand a lot of the information that they've been dealt with has come to light. What hasn't come to light is the drop of our viewership over 100-fold. And I honestly believe we might have actual scientific discoveries that might be unwittingly held back due to these censorship issues.
I realized that the biggest marine fossil ever discovered looks exactly like what I have over here. Then I'm like, okay, maybe we do have something.
Ichthyosaur bone fragments that were just recently assigned after chilling for 150 years. They are also jaw fragments, potentially with a syringular as well. To quote Lomax et al., the ratios suggest that the Oust ichthyosaur was a much larger animal, perhaps more than 30% larger.
And so you can understand how angry, having perfected that course in social psychology, to now see this propaganda, one-dimensional argument about authoritative news when you yourself are getting things right and are being hindered and are being taken down by mega corporations that essentially just wants to take the money of the people and give it to the corporations that are dying. It's like basically the too big to fail for news media. Really? Really? Look, it's not going to work well for YouTube. And this is why people are going to revolt. I'm already revolting. And I will do everything in my lifetime, in my power, to make sure that this type of evil is no longer perpetrated on the people. This is Felipe Osorio, signing out.